So think about the worst experience that you've ever been through, and when you think about it, does that emotion come back? That's trauma.
Welcome to the Wolf Den, ladies and gentlemen.
Death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. Life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Right now, the new is you. But someday, not too long from now, you will gradually become the old and be cleared away. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Stay hungry, stay foolish. It was their farewell message as they signed off. And now, I wish that for you. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you all very much.
Man, talk about time. Time and its limits. Well, I don't want to waste anybody's time. Most definitely. Welcome. Welcome back to the Joe Podcast. We got Cousin P, Low, and we got LJ.
Louis Joe.
We back in here again. We on the grind. We in Dallas, Texas. One of our biggest supporters, city and state. We have a very special guest today, y'all. Shorter Gardens on North Little
Rose
Rock's
City.
On Pulaski Oak Grove's on. A pillar, an epitome when it comes to education and author. Somebody you probably don't even know that they even have all these accolades. So I want to welcome to you guys Shaquille Spearman.
Yo, what's up?
How you feeling, brother?
I feel good, man. I am not from Rose City.
We already know you lived in Rose City.
I live there. I live in a bunch of places, man. I'm from Sutter Guard.
Man, we pleased to have you here, bro. On this show, the Joe Podcast, bro, we want to bring people on this platform to share their stories. Somebody that has something going on that's of notoriety, that's inspiring, that's motivating, and you definitely inspire us and motivate us to do better within ourselves, with the things that you've done. Just looking at a lot of things that you've done, I just feel like I haven't done enough, But we want to start from the beginning, just tell us a little bit about your background, your upbringing, and what helped molded you to be the man that you are today.
Originally from, like I said, North Little Rock, Sutter Guard. Yeah. Man, grew up, man. 2 older sisters, older brother in the house. Education wasn't the forefront. We was a product of our environment. I could say that. We didn't really have too much guidance when it came to education. We kind of hit the streets young, did a lot of things that, hopefully we can kind of backtrack, because I think I take a lot of accountability on some other people's lives that, I probably steered the wrong way. Now I want to steer some more lives into the right direction. Background, it's not too much, man. Just a product of environment, like a lot of black young men, man. It's the same story in different cities. So that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm from. That's who I am, man. Just raised up in North Little Rock, man. From Sutter Guard, did what the natural kid did, man. Sometimes I wanted to run the streets. Football had me had my ankles. Made sure I tried to get out the slumps, man. Just doing what I needed to do, man, to have a better life.
That's a rough environment. that you grew up in, and your scholastic accolades and the things that you achieved is one of the main things that caught our eye when we felt like we wanted to bring you on and share your story. Early on, as far as you getting to taking education serious and getting into the books, where did they come from?
Well, initially, I wasn't in the books, man. I was getting suspended. I skipped school, come back, test good, whether it's state, whether it's in class, all those tests, man. I was passing them, and the teachers used to tell us, used to tell me, it's like, man, you got to get your life together. You need to go ahead and do something, man. So, when I actually got into high school, I got a little bit more serious about football. I started to kind of be more interactive in classes, made sure that I, didn't skip, made sure I stayed out of trouble. So that was just some of the things that kind of shift me over to taking my education a little bit more serious.
What were you doing while you was skipping school? Whatever you was doing?
Man, you name it, bro. I was there. Whether the little chick was like, hey, you need to skip school so we can go over, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Or
study. Y'all want to study?
Hell nah. We could have studied in school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I was either just, running the streets, man, trying to, get over some chick house or whatever the case may be, man. Mm-hmm. Just out of there, just really just making the wrong decisions. Looking back at it, I was just making a bunch of wrong decisions.
At a young age, huh?
Young.
Where was your influence coming from?
My influence was coming from the streets. My influence was coming from all the people that was around me in the streets. I didn't have anybody to say, hey, you need to go ahead and go on the straight and narrow. I had my homie Troop. When we got in high school, he was telling me that we need to go ahead and make sure our GPA is good and stuff like that. That was just the first string of good advice that I've received. I remember I was playing football, man. I was like 7 or 8th grade, man. It was this dude. I was like, yeah, man, I want to go to the league. He said, F that, man. You need to be in the streets selling weed. I said, well, you bugging, bro.
Yeah.
Straight like that's what it was, bro. I didn't have nobody who's like, he said, man, I'm telling you. I remember the day, the time when this was during track season, man. I was running around. I hit Mr. Charles, though. Shout out to Mr. Charles. RP to Mr. Charles. Man, I was hitting Mr. Charles, though. The dude was like, oh, man, yeah, man, what you running for? I said, man, I'm doing track, man. I want to go to the league, and I want to play football. He said, man, F that. You need to sell some dope. Damn. I said, God.
That's sad.
So good influence. It's sad, looking at it, man, but that's how it was.
What's the name was? What was his name? Excuse me.
Mr. Charles?
Mr. Charles, that was Mr. Charles Stowe. That's where I was going to, man. Mr. Charles was a great man, man. Not Mr. Charles. He wasn't the one that said that. Shout out to Mr. Charles. No. Shout out to Mr. Charles. R.I.P. Mr. Charles. Okay. But I was saying that this dude, man, he was on Sherm, man. I don't know if y'all know what Sherm is, man.
Yeah,
he was
sure. Don't disrespect him.
Yeah, no disrespect to Sherm. You said no disrespect to Sherm?
You said I don't know if y'all know what that is.
Hey, but so growing up in Shoulder Gardens and everything, so a lot of people don't know exactly what Shoulder Gardens is. So that's the hood,
Yeah, man, it's the hood, man. You got Shoulder Garden, you got Dixie, you got Hemlock Court, then you got over the bridge, you got Dark Hollow, which is Eastgate. Dark Hollow is a lot of history there, man, because that apartment complex was built over a cemetery. So it was really deep over there, man, with some history, man. Shoulder Garden didn't have gates. Now it's gated up, man. In the philosophy, if you think about urban planning, man, you understand that any gated community is supposed to feel safe. But during that time, you had all the violence within the gates. Mm-hmm. So it was more so like an entrapment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mentally. So I understand what they was trying to do, and then they let it, go, underwater. Now it's looking even more ran down now, so somebody finna swoop it in, pay for it, kick everybody out, make it to some good apartments.
So what do you think, so as far as say for instance the project, the hood and everything, what would you say has been one of the main struggles as far as the hood advancing, and getting the people the help, whether it's a HUD loan or whatever it is to get the hood where it needs to be?
Well, really, man, it's this thing called social capitalism. social capitalism is the space around you to uplift you. You know, so when you in there, you around drug dealers, you around people with violent histories. Man, you most likely be around sex offenders. You most likely be around people that don't really respect, you know, your grind or where you trying to go legally. You got all of that around you, so that's poor social capitalism. When you got poor social capitalism, you got poor opportunity to be better. You know, so you look at these other communities, and you have your uncle that's a lawyer, your stepdad is a judge, or your dad is a judge, or your mom is a prosecutor, and you know what I'm saying, they got all these resources. That's social capitalism. Of course, I can be bad as I don't know what, but if my mama is a lawyer, you better get your tail. I know where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the case for my mom. You know what I'm saying? Or my stepdad. You know, but you know it was tough.
Right. And so Shaquille himself, you know, growing up, you said you gravitated to sports and everything. Sports was your main drive to dive into the books and everything.
Yeah.
Well, so what all? And you say you ran track and you played football.
Yeah, and I played soccer.
Soccer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I played soccer.
What was your 40 time?
My 40 time 4.42.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Boy, hey, before we get into this football
That was a
stuff,
hand
man.
clock, huh?
Before we get into this football stuff, man, I just want I play running back for Oak Grove, man. I want to shout out to Duke, man. Shout out to Michael Dyer, man. Shout out to Tim Johnson.
Dyer?
Now, I ain't play. I played against Michael Dyer. I played with Tim Johnson and Duke, man. Shout out to Big Rail too, man.
4th and 1 on the goal line. Who would you go with, yourself or Michael Dyer?
I'm going with me, bro.
Right,
You got to bet
Michael
on
Dyer
myself.
was a bad man.
Hey, he was a bad man. You know, but we held him
Michael
to 67 yards on 17 carries. You know what I'm saying? But nobody counted.
So was your decision to get into your books real tough and discipline yourself to keep your grades up to play football? Was it just solely about your love for football, or you saw football as a way out of your environment?
Man, I was playing the sport I love, man. I was good. I was naturally good at football. So I played the sport I love. When I got into education, man, or when I got into really just understanding education, I understood that it was more meaningful than I let it out to be. Like I didn't value education at first. And then I started to understand like education is really important. And then as I got older, I got to understand that education is a serious thing. You know what I'm saying? Because our ancestors, man, they weren't even allowed to read. You know what I'm saying? They put the literacy laws in 1847. You know what I'm saying? 1847. That's not long ago. A lot of people want to say, "Oh, that's a long time ago." That's not
really
long.
not long ago.
That's not long ago, man. 1847.
generations.
Yo, so if you look at it, man, even before then, slaves weren't able to read, and they put the literacy laws up north because after Nat Turner did his revolt, they put literacy laws in place. So you got to think about it. So the first person in your family that was able to read was probably your great-grandfather, great-grandmother. That was the first person that was able to read, able to legally read. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we coming from as far as education, especially in the black community. We wasn't allowed to participate in the part of education. So we got to take that more serious.
Outside of that, when did you get it? Like, okay, outside of me doing this for football, like this is really important for me to like. Where was you at in your life when you was like, actually outside of sports, this is important for me to learn to get my education?
When I was in college, and I started when I did my undergrad in psychology and counseling, and I did it in neurological and human development. As we, just for specifics, it's called trauma response. So we have a bunch of black males in the community. Everybody raging war, and we get labeled because we're aggressive, not knowing that, neurologically and our behavior and what we're attached to cause that aggression.
You had a situation where it was also a turning point for you that resulted in you also being aggressive. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, man, I met my father like 3 times. We had like 3 interactions. The last interaction we ever had, it was his funeral. But I was 12 years old. It was something small, man, and I'm not trying to laugh, but we was talking about basketball. I told him, I said, man, you sorry at basketball. I told him, that's all.
Like you played against him?
Hey, nah, I just knew he was sorry. That's what I mean. Come on, are you sorry, bro? You know what I'm saying? That's all I was saying. I said, man, you sorry at basketball. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? He choked me. He choked me out, man. I ran out the house.
What?
I said, oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he choked me out, man. Straight in the house, man, right in front of his girlfriend.
Like
man.
a playful, all right, boy.
Ain't no, boom.
Oh, with their hand.
Oh, man, with his hand, man. He ain't lock me. He choked me. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I'm looking at his girlfriend on the couch still watching. It was strawberry ice cream. I'll never forget what she was eating. I was looking down. I said, you ain't gonna say nothing to this man. You ain't gonna help or nothing. So I went out, man. You know what I'm saying? He actually, just to go into detail, man, he pulled a side of me, man. He had a strap in his car. You know what I'm saying? I ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, I'm gonna kill everybody at your house. You know what I'm saying? He said, I hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me get out this car. So I had to get up in the car. He went home. He was like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know me. Blase. When I get to the crib, you know, he said, I can get to your, you know, go to your house, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll whoop everybody in there. What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the strap in his. I said, I'm 12.
So he pretty much cut you off after that? Is that
My
what he's
mama
saying?
cut
Like,
him off. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Did I tell my mama? Oh, absolutely, man. I was just upset, man. That trauma was so large in my life that it was been a part of my life for so long that I didn't even know it was affecting me. You know, until I got into my like late 20s.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I was 26, I seen it still affected me. You know what I'm saying? So.
And that was pre-traumatic stress before that.
Way before.
Way before that.
Way before.
So was your dad like a father figure, or was he your male role model growing up?
No, man, I didn't know him. I only met him 3 times, man.
Your whole life.
My whole life.
How you end up being even able to go to his house? Was your mom just trying to give him a chance? And
My mom was trying to give him a chance, and my mom never took me. She never took me away from him.
yeah.
Never.
Oh,
She ain't never talk bad about him or nothing. She's
said,
never
"You
ever.
So he just chose not to be there.
He just chose, and then during that time, I know I'm not stupid. I'm not naive, man. I know they was going through a rough patch. I know they probably was getting to each other, you know. However, just the integrity of my mom, she was just saying, you know what I'm saying? She ain't never said something negative about him.
Yeah.
I figured that out by myself.
Shout out to her because that's something that's big. A lot of women, not to like say that.
Yeah, we're not putting no
Yeah.
plain sight, but it happens.
Impulsive reactions due to emotions. You know what I mean? And not thinking like on down the line, because you can harbor some hate or some resentment towards her if she just trashed them and dogged them.
And I figured that. Yeah, she let me figure it out. But you know, we used to talk about that. I wrote one of my papers on that. You know, talking about deadbeat fathers and deadbeat mothers and how it's interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? The father is a deadbeat because, you know, the stigma is that he leaves the house, he doesn't come back, he doesn't be in the kid's life. But even though the mom is there full time, it's still a deadbeat if you putting poison in your child's mind. Mm-hmm. That's not a good parent.
Yeah.
That's a deadbeat parent. Whether you that or not. People think time is the only thing, is an equation on making you a good parent. It's not. It's the way how you mentally and morally uproot this young child. You know what I'm saying? So if you filling me with all this hatred of another person, who says that you're a good parent?
That shit get heavy too.
Yeah, it get heavy. You know what I'm saying?
You choosing to write about that? Did that have anything to do with your personal relationship with your mom and your father? Like to write about it? Like was it therapeutic? Like what made you like, let me get this out in this form?
Well, I seen like the imbalance of how they treat fathers. You know, it's a big imbalance because when you look at it, regardless if the father is in or out the house, if the father is taking care of the child, what negativity should come to him? Because even if he decides to leave the house, the courts is not going to let him get 50% of the time unless him and the mom agrees to that. Mm-hmm. So what do you want him to do? If he goes to take his son or daughter, what is that you gonna get a ring? That's an Amber Alert. Yeah. It's on your phone. So you got to understand the system. And as kids don't understand the system.
Right.
Why my dad only get me every other weekend? That's the system. Why does my dad only give me 2 weeks out of the summer? That's the system. all of that is systematic. You know, the family courts is aggressively trying to dismantle the relationship between child and father, because psychologically speaking, according to human development, Sigmund Freud and Charles Spearman, all those guys, the guys that was in behaviorism, all those guys, they said constant interaction it creates a better relationship with someone. You know, so that's the difficulty of it, man. In the family courts, man, guys just got to do better, and that's what motivated me to write that paper.
And then, what level of education were you at? Was that high school, college?
That was college. That was college when I wrote that. Yeah.
So I bet that played, because a lot of people think that sometimes you have to physically go through something, but when you're in the hood and you go through the project and you're in the projects and you have friends, you know, and you also see how they household operate compared to how yours operate. A lot of times you can see these things firsthand, you know, and you can see, you know, what's wrong here, or, you know,
absolutely,
or how you would like to have something. So I think that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and it's not even just in the projects too, man. It happens a lot in the projects because of the dysfunction. It happens into the suburbs too, in the 2-parent households as well. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people think once it's a 2-parent household, everything is good and gravy. Yep. That's not always how it is, man. Right. You can have an abusive father or abusive mother, or you can. What happens is that we channel a lot of abuse, and we think it's just us, you know, being able to get harped on. You know what I'm saying? Even in relationships, black men take a lot of abuse, and we don't see it as abuse. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not undermining what a woman goes through, because women are emotionally, mentally, and physically abused, but we are abused too. But the only thing we do is we channel it as something else. Mm-hmm. And once
we're not able to identify with it.
Well, we identify, but we just channel it as something else. When we tell a woman, you know what I'm saying? When a woman be like, why you crying, weak ass? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When they say, why you crying? You know what I'm saying? So you telling me I can't participate in a natural pattern of emotion. Mm-hmm. God created tear ducts for the dopamine.
But by a woman saying that, it make us feel like it's not good.
Yeah, not good to cry. I mean, even men tell us that. Every time you know, when we was growing up, when you tell a young man not to cry, you're saying, hey, it's weakness. It's weakness. You can't participate in a natural flow of emotion. Do you understand that the dopamine and different type of, you know, chemicals in your brain become overwhelmed, so the tear ducts release that so it can be a stress reliever? You know what I'm saying? Tear ducts is not in your... Man, I was asking one of my students, he was like, you know, you cry because it cleans out your eyes. I said, I don't know who told you that. you cry because you actually releasing all that extra chemical emotion, and that emotion outside of your body. You need that when you're over joyful, you cry. When you're when you're overly happy, you cry. When you're sad, you cry. When you're too much stressed, you cry. Anxiety, cry. It's a reason why you cry.
I never knew that. It makes sense though. It's an energy release.
Yeah, it releases, man, and that's why that's why women have been given the space to cry. So that's how it seems as if they're more emotionally healthy. You know, but that's why we harbor so much, because we don't allow that natural release to come out of us.
And they also have that natural intuition, so they hold all the emotions in the household too. Mm-hmm. I mean, so that's got a lot to do with why, you know, they will be more prone to have this space to release, and it's normal, it's accepted.
It's logic. We lead with a lot of logic. You know what I'm saying? And because men lead with a lot of logic, that's why, you know, God put us in the front of the household. Mm-hmm. You know, however, we still have the capacity. We should still have the platform to cry. Mm-hmm. And if we don't, then we're setting ourselves up for a very ugly emotional future.
Not only for us,
yeah,
but
for the kids too.
You
know what I'm saying? I never told my son you can't cry, but for some odd reason, the last time I seen him, I said, you can cry. He said, no, boys don't cry. I said, I don't know who told you that, but you gonna cry. You can cry, bro. Even if you don't want to cry right now, find a time to cry.
Yeah, that's what I learned to do. I go by myself and just let it out, because I understand it need to be let out.
It needs to. I mean?
Regardless of me giving somebody an opportunity to judge, you know what I mean, how they appear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why you think we so aggressive?
Yeah.
Why you think we so aggressive? We get so mad because we We harbor everything. We don't cry. We don't let it
All
out.
that energy is
and then
stored
it
up.
just comes out.
There's other ways to let out energy besides crying, though.
But, of course, but the thing is, this is natural.
It is
I said the
natural.
natural pattern of emotion. You can work out, you can run, you can do all that.
still ain't crying.
It still ain't crying. The way God intended for you to let out chemically. You know what I'm saying? But you working out, all of that is stress relievers too. I'm not saying you come out here, you come in here, you just crying everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like old boy from
I know what you're talking about.
now Minister Society. You remember Minister Society came in swinging it, you know? I ain't telling you to go in your woman's house to do that, but I'm just saying, man, when it's time to let it go, let it go.
So speaking of releasing, like, have you ever had the feeling of wanting to like just releasing however you feel about you and your father's relationship to him? Like, this is how I feel, regardless of what happens. This is, I just need to get this off.
Well, to be honest, he died before I even had that opportunity to even talk to him. You know what I'm saying? He died on my 18th birthday.
On your birthday?
Well, he didn't die on my birthday. He died before we had the funeral on my birthday. Okay. I remember I had the purple Aeropostale shirt on, the gray pants, and some purple, and you know what I'm saying? I know. So
it was coordinated.
Yeah, you know, but when you think about that, you see how much trauma that I can remember the day, what I had on.
What she was eating at the time.
Like everything.
I was gonna ask you because my grandpa passed the day before my birthday.
Yeah.
So it's not really traumatic, but it's just something that always stick with me just because it's so close to my birthday. Do you think that affects you too, with it being that close to your birthday?
Close to my birthday. See, a lot of people think trauma is bad or it's something that is that's going to affect you negatively. You know what I'm saying? Trauma can just sit there and be constantly replayed into your memory. You know, so you can so that's let me give you the best. So think about the worst experience that you've ever been through, and when you think about it, does that emotion come back? That's trauma. Or something like that emotion, or something like that happens.
Because if the emotion come back, it shows that
you're still bothered by it.
And trauma is like a scary, black cloud thing.
Yeah, people think trauma is this like.
So that was a great definition.
You
trauma triggers.
Like it's just it's a trigger, and trauma never leaves. A lot of people think trauma leaves. Trauma doesn't leave. It's how you respond to the trauma. You know, what is my response to this trauma now? Is my response is I'm okay, or is your response still up in a place where you're still upset, you still mad, you still, you know, that's why when you, I know y'all, man, if y'all was in a relationship, if y'all was ever in a relationship and a girl just starts spazzing out about something and you do not know why she's spazzing out, you like, bro, I don't do nothing. It's a trauma response.
It has nothing to do with you.
It has nothing to do with you. It's probably a trauma response.
And a lot of things that, you know, people might be harboring some type of anger towards somebody. You know, like if somebody close to you do something, I mean, of course you're human, so you're gonna feel some type of way. That's your loved one. You're close to them, you're gonna feel some type of way. But harboring it because I mean, the reality of it is what they did has nothing to do with you personally.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean, that's their issues that they're not to give them space to enable or make an excuse for them, but that's the net of it. You know what I mean?
It's accountability. But trauma doesn't always you don't always see it either. It could be inside of you for so long you don't even know it's there. Yeah, it's crazy. Trauma leads to so many murders, so many outbursts, so many jealous feelings. Like trauma, bro. I had jealousy in me because I always felt like my mom loved my brother more, and that was trauma for me. So anytime I felt like a woman was giving another man more attention to me, I felt like she liked him more than she liked me. Yeah, that was trauma. I had to realize that's not true. So that means just small things like that, bro.
Yeah. And it could be for various reasons why she.
And it can't even be true. Trauma is sometimes not true. See, my mom, she always treated us the same.
Yeah, you can make stuff up in your head and start to believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was like that too.
Yeah, you can create trauma.
Create trauma.
Like my pops and because he didn't. I didn't start living with him till high school or whatever. But he used to live with his old lady, and he around his old lady and her kids every day and stuff like that. Like I said, one Christmas, like I was with him for the weekend. I told him, bro, don't get me nothing. Just get your other kids stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's me being like, you already with them anyway. You know, it's building in my own head. I'm starting to resent you. Because it's not like you don't love me. It's just like your living conditions. That's where you at. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely get that.
And it's an unhealthy pattern, man, and we don't know how to get out of it.
But it's kids too that build that. And like I said, kids just deal with their emotions when you don't know how to express your emotions and stuff like that. You know, you just create things in your own head. But as becoming adults, you should be responsible and start to kind of take care of those things.
Okay, well, let's stop right there. You're right. But you got to understand, everybody doesn't have the space to be responsible. That's what I'm starting to learn.
What do you mean by everybody doesn't have the space?
Okay, so you everybody. I criticized a lot of people in my early 20s because I used to say, man, you ain't even old enough. Like, you too old for that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't have the space or the understanding to even be responsible. People don't have the space. Like, you know, I wake up every morning, I clean, I cook, I do all of this stuff. Go ahead and, people don't have that. People don't have that space to do that. Everybody doesn't have the mindset to get that completed. You know what I'm saying? Or do that or be consistent. You know what I'm saying? We'll have more millionaires if that was the case.
Right. But, and then another thing, like going back to where you said where you come from and how you grew up and everything, compared to another person, you know, their trauma may be different than what yours is. Yeah. And so the space for them may be, you know, was something that don't even, I think we said this on Lost Love and Laughter, something that'll tear somebody else down, you know, it won't even phase you. You just like, oh, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I got to college and meeting these new people during my, you know what I'm saying, you hearing gunshots and stuff, you know what I'm saying, different parts of, you know, you traveling, you know, going different places, you hear gunshots, everybody panicking, and you like, dang, where they coming from? Like, oh, damn, who just got shot? Oh, that's crazy, dude just got shot. Everybody just panicking like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? That's trauma. Yeah. I'm used to that. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So.
Hey. But going back into your education and everything, where you said that you first dove off into education because you was playing sports and everything, and also you also was a college athlete. You went to Kansas, and everything, played football, and that led to you at A-State, and everything. So how was that being away from home, being a college student on your own and everything? Because Kansas is far from North Little Rock, Arkansas.
8 hours. I needed that.
How'd you get there?
Shout out to the Brown family, man. They took me up there to Kansas. My mom wasn't able to, so I signed the letter of intent. I'm gonna go play ball in Kansas. So they took me up there, man. It was 8 hours. They took me there. You know what I'm saying? Gave me a book scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Brown. You know, Mr. Brown, man. Nikkei, Kyra.
Who are they to you?
That's just my God family.
Oh, wow. You know so your mom never got to see Kansas?
My mom never got to see Kansas.
How long was you there?
Man, I was there for a semester. I was there for my fall semester, man. I balled out, man. I did pretty good, man. I said, all right, man, I'm going to go.
Like balled as in football?
Football.
Or kicked it?
Football. I kicked it too. Okay. I actually got kicked out.
Oh no, man! These folk that pay for your books.
Hold on. Let's go back. Look, let me tell you the story. Let me tell you a story.
I ain't kicking in college. You didn't get kicked out.
Look. Hold on. Okay, let's not say kicked out, man. They asked me to go to another school, and I was gonna go anyway.
It was nice about it.
No, so we was in the dorms, man, and they, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We all, you know, man, you got people from Arkansas. This is a predominantly white school. You got people from Arkansas, Texas, so you know the music bumping in the, you know what I'm saying? We got number.
Was it like an athletic dorm?
Yeah, it was like an athletic dorm, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, it was co-ed. Oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's thumping, bro. Everybody from Texas, Arkansas, you know what I'm saying? We all from the South, man. This Kansas. So you got Pimp C playing, man. Bomb B, man. You got everybody playing, man. So, you know, Lil Wayne playing. It's a lot of people playing. So one of the RAs come outside. It was like, he's a white guy. He was like, man, I'm tired of this N-word this and N-word that. I said, who you supposed to be, bro? You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey, we own you, we finna check you, bro. Like, what you talk about? So we get into it with dude, you know what I'm saying? He on a football team. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get you at practice. You know what I'm saying? They went up and told the president, I'm in the president's office next week. They like, we heard you was fighting. We do not fight on this campus. I said, I wasn't fighting them. No, I wasn't even fighting them. You know what I'm saying? But it's different. Fighting is different everywhere you go, man. You can argue real bad. And they said that's a fight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, it's time for me to go, man. If this man, if he ain't in here with me because he said the N-word, oh yeah, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
So you they asked you to move on and you chose A-State?
I chose A-State, man. I chose A-State. I was gonna go to University of Arkansas. I said, let me go to A-State, man, because you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna go to a large school, but not too large. Because if I went to the University of Arkansas, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know.
It's the same, bro. It's the same.
Logan had a chance of going to both of them.
Yeah, man. That when it was low with the fade, bro. You didn't meet low with the braids, did you? No facial hair with the braids. That boy look. Go ahead, man.
Hey, and then so you went to A-State and everything. You and Low, y'all have a personal relationship and everything. Y'all actually met you through Low and everything. How did you meet Low?
He was asking for money, bro.
Asking
He was
for
what?
Bro, that's a horrible way to put this.
He was in front of the stove.
He was doing bad, bro. He was doing bad. I was in front of Quick Trip, bro. He was in front of Quick Trip.
Not doing that.
He was in
not
front
the
of
law
Quick
I know.
Trip. He said, man, you got some spare change? I said, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? But I'll go buy you a bag of chips or something. But nah.
He got that from my uncle. He held out a blue bucket. Told everybody it's all about structure. They got that from my uncle Joe Lee.
Yeah, man, we was going through the process, man, and Stead was one of the guys that did his routine calls, man, asking for everything under the sun, man. I said, man, what does man want, man? So it's a funny story, man, because my deuce, man, he was shout out to Zoe, man. You know what I'm saying? And
he was on it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, he was on it, man. Me and Zoe don't really talk like that, man. But he was on it, man. And he came to me. He said, "Stepmy, he want money from everybody." I said, "How much?" He said, "Everybody, give me $20." I said, "Hold up, who is Stepmy?"
$20 in college.
Yeah, man, what? Man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey,
and there was a couple of them too.
Yeah, it was about 10 of us, man. So we went up, we pulled up, man. You know, when we get together, I said, everybody, you know, we gotta meet up and everything, man. They showed me a picture of Stepmy, and I said, man, I ain't getting that man nothing. I said, he got these braids. Hey, this is an old picture though. I ain't know how he looked. I just knew he had braids and no facial hair. I said, man, this
so
Sammy
he looking at a picture from high school because I cut my hair freshman semester.
Yeah, bro, that boy looks just like
cut
Sammy.
my hair freshman year.
You know, Sammy. You remember
So
Sammy?
it's safe to say Gunna owe Stepmy the check then.
Yeah,
he been pushing
He
been pushing people
Gunna owes Sammy a check, bro. You know what I'm saying? That man look just like Sammy, bro. That boy look just like a single boy.
All right, so as you was just saying about structure, you was in RA while you was in the brother to brother.
Yeah, I was in brother to brother.
Yeah, so how active were you at A-State?
Man, I was super active, man. I was on brother to brother. I was on SGA.
But in brother to brother,
yeah,
the attendance rate went
increased
up 50%.
crazy, bro. But shout out to my board too, man. The board that I recruited, man. I recruited Rob J, man, JT, man. I recruited John, man, and all of us is doing something, man. Rob is the director over there at Arkansas State. JT over there, he's a dyslexia interventionist. I think he just finished his master's.
Dyslexia or dyslexia?
But you
Either or.
Oh, wow.
How did you go about
potato?
How did you go about picking the people that you had with you to make this change? Because that's major. 50% attendance policy. You what, 19 years?
Yeah, I was 19.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So
I started looking at everybody and influence on the campus. I said, if I can influence them and they didn't influence us, what can we do?
that's the streets right there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I picked up Rob J. Everybody knew Rob J. JT, he came in. He was an incoming freshman, man. One of the freshest freshmen that I ever met, man.
Yeah, he was smooth.
Yeah, he was smooth, man. John, yeah, that's my LB. You know what I'm saying? So Rob J, my LB too. So it was crazy. So John, he ended up getting his doctorate in I believe he got his doctorate in sociology. I'm not sure, man, but he in DC now. So it was some very successful men on that board. You know what I'm saying?
So y'all had to sit down. Like, was everybody on the same page as far as what you wanted to do?
I interviewed everybody and I brought them in, and then my homeboy BJ too, man. He was one of the people that was doing like emails, motivational Mondays. We wanted to change the whole game to brother. I sat down, gave them the vision. They gave me what they wanted to do. They did everything, and I just said, hey, let's just run it the way you want to run it. Put your information in here, and let's run it the way we want to run it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be times during meetings where I buy them all something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure, like, y'all good because y'all working.
Where you get that etiquette from?
That etiquette? Streets. You take care of your team, bro, if they making money.
For real.
What type of feedback did you get from the campus?
The campus? Oh, man, they loved us. Man, we had so many boys.
No, I'm talking about administration.
Administration, man, our advisor at the time was Naya Blair. Man, she loved us. She loved everything, man. We did our first seminar there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got promoted because of brother to brother. They ain't gonna say it, but a lot of people got promoted because of brother to brother. Bro, we was the highest, man. All these black boys in here, we got the highest GPA amongst all male organizations.
Run it down. Run that down.
Well,
Man,
you're a minority at
absolutely, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The GPAs and the highest
GPA.
Run it down.
The highest
you hit the effect thing,
bro. We did the highest GPA of all male organizations. We had it was second highest GPA of all organizations, and we was the first organization to hold a seminar in the multicultural center and around the other parts of the university. And we also was the first organization to hold a banquet at the Chancellor's house.
Demp house.
Mm-hmm. The Chancellor's house.
Yeah, Demp house.
Nah. This is the other one. He the one embezzled all them money.
Oh shit!
Hey, he fooled with us though. You already know.
But that's at 18, 19 years old, man. 18, that's something.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, man. Hats off to the team, man.
For sure. Shout out to all them boys that collaborated with you on that, man. Cause I just keep picturing myself at that age, and I wasn't ready for college. I definitely wasn't disciplined. I didn't go to class none of that my freshman year. So to be that, and I had like a good upbringing and structure in my family. You know what I mean? And the balance and all that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was just like me kind of really getting to myself, find myself. So for you to be at that age, just having your mother and deciding yourself and going with it, being disciplined, that's just amazing, bro.
Like, P, you ain't go to classes. I can understand
your
fall semester because you getting acclimated, you kicking it. You ain't go in the spring either.
I took the spring off.
Your first semester. I mean, your first year.
After my I went in the fall. Didn't do nothing. My spring semester, I didn't do nothing. I left, and I really got on some stupid street shit type of shit. And I came back home because I got in a jam, and my pops got me out of that. And in the midst of that, my uncle was like, "Man, tell him to come out here and play football," because his neighbor was the offensive coordinator of the junior college.
Oh, in Cali.
Yeah. So I think it was like a mixture of me not being disciplined and responsible by myself with not nobody pushing me, and not playing football. So it wasn't like I was going to class to play football. You know what I mean? So I went to the JUCO, I came back to UAPB and went and played then. But so brother to brother, and you also became a dance manager to
All Women's Dorm.
All Women's Dorm, where I read that you implemented incentive programs. So this whole thing about getting everybody involved to want to progress and doing things was just amazing when I'm looking at your track record, because we do our homework.
Oh yeah, man. So I created the incentive program, man. And we had desk manager of the month every month, and what we did was that we'd give them gifts. So we have them fill out forms. And my hall director was like, I've never had a desk manager do this. And I was like, well, it motivates people to go to work. It motivates people to do well. It's incentivized, But however, when you go into punishment, you still can get that productivity. However, you want to get that retention. So what's better, retention or productivity? Retention is better than productivity in a sense of business. And the reason why is because you want to keep those people. So now the only thing you have to do is work on productivity and not retention.
So the people that's watching don't understand what retention is. What does that mean?
Retention is you want them people to stay. You always want good people to stay.
You want them to be happy.
You want to be happy where they at. You know, hey, we're happy where we at. That's gonna keep your organization alive. That's why it's such a teacher shortage right now.
Because of retention.
Because of retention.
And the incentive is better pay.
Yep.
Better benefits.
Better pay, better benefits, bro. I pay $500 for just me and the kid on health insurance.
Damn.
So
A month.
A month.
That's $6,000 a year.
That's $6,000 a year, and the health insurance trash.
Still got
and it's trash on top of that.
Wow.
So you got to think about it, like, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna retain these teachers, and you don't even got no benefits for these teachers?
But it's going even up there because it's superintendent's retiring, like stepping out as well.
Because the parent bill was just passed. The parent of rights bill just passed.
Which is
The parents of rights bill is that it gives the parents more control of the classroom. They can come in and be like, hey, I don't want my kids to do this. I want my kids to do this. I want my kids to do that. Basically, in a nutshell. And then they also passed the critical race theory bill as well.
Break that down.
Critical race theory is that you can't teach these kids.
You can't teach them about the past stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Wow.
You can't teach them about the past that much. You can't. It's called indentured servitude instead of slavery.
Yeah, well, they don't want to teach them about slavery because they say
in Mississippi they just they got a bill that's up that's saying that you can't talk about Jim Crow, you can't talk about slavery, you can't talk about Dr. Martin Luther King. You can't mention.
They want to act like it didn't happen.
They
want to act like it didn't happen.
Is that nationwide or just Texas?
This is Mississippi and Texas.
A couple states adopting that.
A couple of states adopting the critical race theory. The parents to right bill. The parents bill is the governor just they presenting that bill right now. So if it pass, education is already in the loophole, man. You know what I'm saying?
So
now,
go ahead, P. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, of course that's the past, and you want the bigger and better things. But you when you was doing this, you implemented this incentive program. This was an all girls dorm. Did you get incentives back as well?
No. Nah, man. I was an angel in there, bro. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I was in there doing what I had to do. And I was leaving, man.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I learned from Stead, man. Don't put the honey before the money. That's what Stead told me.
So and so you're at college and everything. You're active at A-State, and where you at with your football career then?
Man, I actually got injured, man, my freshman year. I ripped some muscles in my hip. I was going to physical therapy. I didn't come back the way I wanted to come back. And then I just sat down and I just prayed about it. I said, man, what I'm gonna do? And then I said, all right, it's time to just take education full blast, man. Yeah. And I made that decision quickly. I had to make it. This is my body, man. My body gonna outlast my football career.
So you started with a psychology major. What did you end up actually graduating with?
Well, I actually graduated in psychology and counseling.
You graduated with that?
Psychology and counseling. Graduated in sociology as well.
What inspired your decision to go into psychology?
I didn't understand myself. It was the study of the mind. I did psychology because it's the study of society, and that's when I started to realize that how urban planning created the structures of the projects. The projects are usually like enclosed. A lot of people are enclosed in with each other, man. No central air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Very confined. It's almost like prison. So when you live in the condition of prison and outside the prisons, it's comfortable being inside the prisons as well. But we can't even. It's not even long enough to get into the prison pipeline theory that they created back in 1965 anyway. So
what got you to the point where you started looking at your environment from the eagle eye view, as far as like what is actually going on? Like, this is not just I'm get up, do the same thing every day, That's my neighbor. That's my neighbor. We fucked up. This is the poverty. But like just looking at it from the ego, I like this is by design.
Yeah, well, when I was like, I knew it was by design, man. When I was in my psychology and sociology programs, the way they went into urban planning, the way they have things kind of like, okay, all right. So, even in the schools, all right, you go into school, you get out of class when class is over. When you're younger, what happens? You got to get in line. Got to take you to lunch. You're in lunch in the line. You're in alphabetical order. You're just moving. They move. You only move to where the teachers tell you. That's prison.
Robots.
Yeah, that's conditioning. You're conditioned. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you how conditioned you are. You didn't even know when you got to college you assigned your own seat because you always had assigned seats in elementary. When you was in college, you sit there every day.
You sit in the same seat
You sit in the same seat every
day
day because you've been conditioned to stay in one seat
And then
the entire semester.
you ain't got, just think about this.
Yeah.
This ain't even your seat, but
But I
somebody
get
else
what
beat
you're
you
saying,
to
though.
it.
Yeah,
Sit
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Hey, bro,
you get in my seat. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. If you was that, then that means you was a terror in class.
and you would fight over there, man. I sit in the seat
Yeah,
every
day.
Monday,
You
Wednesday,
know what I'm saying?
Friday.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you fighting over the assigned seat. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. That's when I started kind of like really getting into it, man. And it got even deeper and got even worse when I got into my doctoral program.
So
What do you mean? Worse. Oh, you talking the statistics or what you
Just understanding.
Understanding.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? How understanding how Abraham Lincoln, when he did the Emancipation Proclamation, he wanted everybody to go back to Africa. He didn't want everybody to stay in America. It wasn't a oh yeah, we are free. You know what I'm saying? They said Juneteenth. We talk about Juneteenth. And
emancipation, the transfer of ownership.
yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. But when you talk about the end of slavery, we talk about Juneteenth. They went down to Texas, tell all those people you're not in slavery anymore. However, the last state that was ratified by slavery was Mississippi. That was in 2013. So legally,
Hold on, let's rewind that. What year was that?
2013. The last year, the last state that would ratify slavery, that said slavery cannot be no more, was Mississippi. But what they did was that they put slavery inside the prisons. Slavery is inside the prisons. It's in the Constitution, people.
And they still dealing with it now because in Jackson, Mississippi, it's they got, I can't think of the name.
2013.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about it, man, black men only make up 7%, 8%. No, 4%, 5% of the nation.
And they're the most prison people.
The 40% of the prisons are black males.
Bro, I was looking at
And not only that, 6% of that 6% have degrees. 21% of that 6% make 50,000 or more.
Wow.
it was crazy. I was looking at a stat the other day because I had heard it somewhere before where like Louisiana had more people in prison than in the entire country.
Yeah.
The rest of the country.
Yeah.
And so I think I had sent it in one of the group chats or something, and then I wanted to just go on Wikipedia and like back it up.
Look it up, yeah.
And it
You
was
ain't backing nothing up on Wikipedia.
No, it wasn't Wikipedia. It was
Yeah,
like,
you better
it was
use
like-
something
it was
else.
something. I went on Google and
Yeah. You better go on something.
But no, it was a statistic though where it was true.
It is.
And then I started looking at the breakdown of the states, and you started seeing there's more people in prison in the southern part of the country than anywhere else.
Absolutely.
You got
Just like that's where the chopping cotton and slavery
you got,
and
you
all
got
that was
Louisiana,
in the South.
then you got like Florida, Oklahoma,
Yep.
Tennessee,
Arkansas, 72% black men are in prisons. I think, matter of fact, I think 67, but only 18% of Arkansas has black men.
But you get out of those southern states and it drops by the tens of thousands.
Absolutely.
On in prison people per capita. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I mean, you know what's crazy though, man? The cotton fields is really bad place for slavery, but them sugar plantations was horrible.
Fields, yeah.
It was horrible, man. They wrote about. I read this book and I forgot what it was. Doctor, I forgot her name, man, and it's running off the top of my head. She used to talk about slavery and sugar plantations. They said every day
Frances
somebody,
Cress Welsing?
huh?
Frances Cress Welsing?
Maybe light skinned lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's a doctor. They said in the sugar plantations, man, they used to work so hard, the meat used to fall off their bones, their muscle fall off their bones. The slavery, the slaves died at a higher rate over there in Jamaica. All of those sugar plantation areas, yeah, it was really bad in the sugar. You know what I'm saying? Cotton was just, you pick cotton in the heat. You know what I'm saying? You mess up your hands, but the meat was sliding off their bones.
What was the difference though?
When you do sugar plantation, you gotta swing that. You gotta swing that sword. You know what I'm saying, to cut off all of those sugar canes. Yeah. So it's more taxing. You know what I'm saying? But you can work somebody to the bone if they got cotton.
Hey, because with cotton, they was taking if you were 3 or 4 years old, you taking the whole family out.
Absolutely, man. They was eating them if they weren't doing right.
So you got a graduate degree in contemporary theory and couple and family systems?
Absolutely. I'm a relationship coach as well. That's where I was motivated to write the book too.
With psychology, what did your own family structure influence you to go into that as well? Just like you was trying to understand yourself.
Yeah, understanding the family, man. Understanding the family structure. Understanding that one of the biggest debates is, man, who you gonna put in front of your spouse or your kids? If that's my wife, my wife comes before my kids, and the reason why is because my kids go and live their lives. You know what I'm saying? My wife is a part of my life.
Right.
My kids are part of my life. Exactly.
You see so many people divorce after the kids get out of high school.
So what people don't understand is that order doesn't mean importance. It means function. So people believe order is important. So once you get into the mindset that order is important, then that's when you start losing the fact that you're a man. Just because I put my wife before my kids doesn't mean my wife is more important than my kids. It's just that's the priority. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just because I put my job before my friends and my frat brothers, that doesn't mean that my frat brothers are less important than my job. That just means that's just the order right now.
When you think about it,
placement,
it kind of makes sense though. The wife is gonna be there, but you can make some more kids. Like you can,
not like that. The kids ain't dying; they just going to live their life.
I'm just saying, like she take care of the kids, but at the end of the day,
Bro, that's your wife.
Got a covenant on the God to her.
Yes.
You got.
That's why he made that though. You know what I'm saying? He also made strife between the man and woman if they don't follow his word.
But saying first and last makes it look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How people perceive it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
But
sure.
that another part to that, is a household. What that do to a household, you actually promoting and showing love, displaying love up in the household. So when those kids leave,
they know
they know what to expect.
Absolutely,
they know what loves look like and how a man or how a woman's supposed to treat them.
It's the modeling image.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You model it for your kids, and your kids going to say this is truth, not facts. This is my truth. This is the truth. That's why when I was younger, I was just slashing everything. I was trying to slash everything that was walking around, man, because that's what my dad did. You know what I'm saying? My dad had kids from all these different women and stuff like that. So I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? Then I said, okay, I want to be big time dad. You know what I'm saying? But I had to be big time husband first.
Yeah.
Do you think your choices, your decisions on the curriculums that you chose, help you as being a husband and father?
Yeah, man. I think it's gonna help me in the long run being a husband and a father, just because it makes me understand so much more. Like the dichotomy of right and wrong, dichotomy of good and bad doesn't exist. It's only perspective. Truth doesn't exist, or fact doesn't exist. Only truth. Truth has multiple faces. Fact doesn't. Fact has only one way. If we lead with facts as men, then we're controlling. You know what I'm saying? I can understand if, like, let's say, me and my wife sitting down, and we're talking about something. She has a different opinion. Doesn't make her opinion wrong, because I think opposite. And who says both of our opinions can exist in one household? So that's the thing. Everybody believe that all opinions have to be the same in one household. Doesn't have to. If she loves coffee and I hate coffee, and she got a whole cabinet full of coffee, that's okay.
You just want to go in that cabinet.
Yeah, that's not my cabinet. That's hers. Yeah.
How do you feel about your children asking you why?
I think I'm gonna be heartbroken.
No, I mean,
what do you mean?
I'm saying, like,
why what? I think I'm be heartbroken.
You
Whatever.
might want them to do something, or you might tell them get your clothes on. We finna go somewhere.
And they ask me
They
why?
might just want to know what's the reason behind whatever it is you're telling them. Because
Oh.
Kids like questioning things. How do you feel about them questioning things?
No. I get it now. I thought you were just saying why you ain't in my house.
Just like, cause I said so. You know what I'm saying?
Because I said so is just a power struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could tell your kid, hey, it's not time to question me. That's not a power struggle. That's telling you know that you're a kid. Because I said so, it's just I'm doing because you said so. And you don't want them to have that mindset growing up saying authority doing what like that's why a lot of kids or a lot of grown-ups or a lot of people do as they say because they see you as authority and that's what their parents said because I said so. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put your kid in that mindset. Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of like police talk.
Yeah,
because I said so. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Because
it put me in the mind of slavery.
Yeah,
like we do what we was learned to that was done to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You can actually tell your kid, "Hey, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm the grown up, and I'm the adult, and you the child." And that's more healthy than I said so.
Yeah. And I look at it as you're not my enemy.
Yeah.
I'm here to guide you. You know what I mean? So when you say why, I'm not looking at it, you're challenging my authority. Mm-hmm. You genuinely want to know why.
It depends on the situation.
Everything ain't gotta be explained.
It does.
Yeah, but everything doesn't have to be explained.
But y'all, I'm sure y'all know a lot of situations. Cause I just speak for me. My mama, and I talked to her about it to this day. Just actually the other day. Since I'm grown, I'm always on her ass. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, cause I had it was a meeting. I would sit there and she was like, it depends. Like, nah, mom, it don't depend. You was more of a, cause I said so with pretty much anything. You know what I mean? So that's why they come from.
You know what? I respect my mom so much. Once I got to a point where I was taking care of myself, she ain't ask me no more questions. Oh, really? She ain't question nothing I've done. She give me her opinion. But I always made the right decision. I always made the end decision. And I asked her one day, I said, why you do that? Because she said, you're a man now. Mm-hmm. And you take care of yourself. If I'm taking care of you, I know you don't know.
My mama need to have a conversation.
No, it becomes a shift in like
it's a
shift though.
Shift, man.
It becomes a shift because like me being raised as a kid where I was told to do things or I was asking questions about it. I mean, you did get that from the parental perspective because I said so, because of things like that, which I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really got no power in it. But like you said, once any parent that has raised their child and feels like they've instilled good qualities in them, and as far as decision making and things like that, like you said, my mom, my dad, they don't question a lot. If anything, they bring stuff to me to ask for my opinion.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it becomes a shift where I ain't gotta push you in the right direction no more. I can give you my opinion and we can have a dialogue about it, and you make the decision that you want to.
You know you a man or you a woman when your parents spoil your kid. Now, if they raising your kid, you ain't doing good.
Yeah.
But if they spoil your kid, when you got to get onto your mom and them, your mom and them did their job. Like, hey, why you doing that? If you telling your mama, man, you ain't do me like that.
Yeah.
Man, I get into my mom all the time.
You ain't do me like
that. My sister's son, she's spoiled, and I'm like, mama, why couldn't I be raised as a grandchild?
But but you know why?
Because they learn it too.
Your mom raised y'all to be responsible parents, so she don't have to parent y'all kids.
All she gotta do is just love and give.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because she don't. I don't gotta discipline you. Yeah. Your mama and your daddy gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
when you got that, you know what I'm saying, you a good parent, man. But if your grandparents is if your mom them is raising your kid, that's how you know. You know what I'm saying? I come in with a terror. My son, I'm like, hey, please, wait. Oh, you didn't wait when I came. You know what I'm saying? When I came in the door, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You had me upside down, man. I had to lay across the bed. You know what I'm saying? To get whoopings. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's how it is, man. So
all right. Okay, so Shaq, you Shaquille, you said that early in your education when you were at A-State and everything. That you said that was the phase of you getting to know yourself, understanding who you were as a person and everything. You went on and you got your master's and everything, and in the midst of that, you also became author, Shaquille Spearman.
Yes, absolutely.
Also, what inspired you to actually become an author and write about things that you saw up in your that was in your view?
Well, I couldn't explain. I couldn't explain how I wanted to be treated, and that's just an attestment
by people, by
by
spouse,
people, by spouse, anybody.
Yeah,
I couldn't explain to you how I want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? So I understood that I didn't love myself. I understood it was a place where I was in a place where I didn't love myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But this is a shameless plug. I mean, shameless marketing thing, man. Dichotomy of Relationships coming out this year, man. That's my second book, Dichotomy of Relationships, and I have another book coming out, man. Once I get my doctorate, it's gonna call War: Winning Against Rigor. How to teach these kids the way you need to teach these kids in low impoverished areas.
So your first book,
Bearing the Fruit of Love.
Tell us about it.
Well, Bearing the Fruit of Love is on Amazon, man. You just type in Bearing the Fruit of Love, but it's a self guide. It's an interactive book. At the end of the chapters, you highlight and you write down what you learned from the chapter. It's actually just reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because if I come right here, man, especially as Black man, if I say, hey, what you want out of people, if I ask you right now, give me 5 ways you want to be treated. This is non-negotiable. What are those 5 things? Non-negotiable. What are the 5 things?
You asking everybody.
I'm asking everybody. 5 things non-negotiable. You want to be treated this way.
Respect. Respect is first and
Absolutely
foremost.
not. Huh? Respect. You can't say respect. You know why you can't say respect? Because respect is a given. Loyalty is a given. You are given that.
Is it?
Absolutely.
You're not giving that.
We talking about
Nobody owe you that.
No.
Are we talking about?
To the question.
You got to listen to the question.
Ask the question again.
Non-negotiable. This is how I want to be treated.
Non-negotiable.
This is non-negotiable because the thing is that when you
Oh,
talk
so
about
I take control.
you talk about respect and
I ain't
loyalty.
finna negotiate with you on no respect. That's a given.
You know what I'm saying? So these things are given, like respect and loyalty. See, this is the thing that we mess ourselves up. Somebody respect us, we be like, oh, you respect me, and you supposed to do that. Oh, you're loyal to me, man. You supposed to do that. And the reason why we say we don't supposed to do that is because we try to get in people. We let people in our spaces that aren't doing that. So when we actually get it, it's like, oh my God, this is something that I ain't experienced. So this is something that is just so meaningful.
You should cherish it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Are we talking about random? Or are we talking about people that's in our life?
He's saying something that you see as non-negotiable. So I'll say for me is I go through a habit of, like, say for instance, if I'm in the store, you know, and I need to get between somebody and I go around and I just lightly brush them, or I run into somebody, I always be like, oh, sorry, my fault. You know, 2022 coming into 2022, I said, man, I ain't saying sorry no more.
You know what I'm saying? So it's none to go. Like, so for me,
yeah, because I'm not sorry for that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say it's more of a personal thing. This is me though.
So let me give you an example.
Wrong.
For me, if you're in my space, you have to engage me emotionally. Like if I'm emotional or if I'm in a state of emotion, like you have to engage. This is a non-negotiable for me. I would want you, especially my woman. I want you to engage me emotionally. I want you to sit there and try to understand me emotionally. Like that's non-negotiable. Because we got some women or some men, you get into relationships, they don't want to understand you emotionally.
I kind of have mixed feelings about it, because sometimes you get into a place where, especially when it comes to a woman, that your feelings are there before you realize the development that they need to come to be balanced as far as a relationship wise. You know what I'm saying? As far as me just saying non-negotiable, you know what I mean? Because if you was growing up and you wasn't showing a lot of emotion, you wasn't showing a lot of love, you wasn't hugged, you wasn't kissed, you wasn't embraced, then you're not gonna naturally be able to embrace. I want that. I want that because I had that. But if I became, intimate and consistently romantic with somebody that I loved or started to care about, that don't have that, I understand that they have to learn to be that way. You know what I mean? So when it comes to the talk of non-negotiable, that's why I'm saying I got mixed feelings about it. But of course, I'm not never going to be, all right, I'm going to pop the big question if you're not there yet.
Well, I'm not being with you if you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we often tend to be with people that can't give us what we need because they're giving us other things. Man, I went through a whole stint where I was just celibate, man, and it helped me.
How long?
I was a celibate for a year.
Was that a conscious decision?
It was a conscious decision because I said, man, I'm only being with these women because I'm having sex with them. Mm-hmm. I was having relationships. I'm in relationships that I don't even want to be in because I was having sex with them.
I remember you told me that, and I was like, this dude is crazy.
You said what?
I remember when you telling me that.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But the thing is, I met this chick, man. I ain't gonna say her name. We sat down. We ain't having sex, whatever the case may be. I said, hey, do you want to date? She was like, no, I'm not ready to date. But I do want to come over, you know what I'm saying, so you can cook for me. And then I spend a night and stuff. I said, whoa.
You don't want to date.
You don't want to date, but you want to do that?
You want to
You know what I'm
indenture your
saying?
servant.
But if I was smacking them yams, I would have been okay with that because I would have been, my mind would have been in a whole different space.
Yeah.
But so when you celibate, man, you in a whole different space, man. I had women was, they would say something just really off the wall to me. I said, you can't speak to me like that. I don't want to talk to you anymore. They were like,
I admire that.
That's it? That's all? Yeah, that's it. That's all. I have no connection with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not having sex with you. You know what I'm saying? My emotions were so clear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was easier.
But that goes back to what you were saying earlier, though. It's a level to that, though.
Yeah,
it's
man,
a level of self-understanding.
Yeah,
who
man,
you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
man.
Then you know this is non-negotiable. This is who I am.
Yeah,
This
it's
is who I am,
non-negotiable.
you know,
man, look, man. The reason why you so lenient because she gave you them yams, bro.
The power of the P is something.
You know it, cousin
Like,
P.
what,
You know
cousin
it.
P?
It's the P.
They pushing P.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look, man. If you were celibate, man, and these women weren't able to give you exactly what you need, that was non-negotiable. Now we understand, but we got to understand. My emotions are non-negotiable because if you hurt them, then I got to become a new person.
That's dope, man. I'm like learning something right now.
Yeah,
because I always felt like if it was somebody that I was gonna be with, I had my main one of my main things was we have to naturally like each other. I'm talking about like let's just say there's no TV, it's no windows.
We straight.
Can I be in the cabin with you?
Can I be in the cabin?
For me to be like that with a woman is amazing to me. You know what I mean? So I
You know
just
what
feel
I'm
like
saying?
everything else will just fall into place. You know what I'm saying?
I had to get myself together too, man. Just because I was looking for the right woman doesn't mean I'm the right man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had to get myself together. That's why I did get celibate. That's why I did try to work on all my trauma. That's why I did write the book, because I wanted to understand like who I was and how I love myself so I can project this on others, man. You know, all the the relationships prior to my book, man, they was just projecting their trauma on me. And when they project that trauma on me, I reacted in a way like I was upset. Mm-hmm. Like, how am I upset and I put myself in this position? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You allowed that.
I allowed that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know why I allowed that? Because they gave me them
P.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Just pushing that P.
I'm kind of now feeling the whole biblical thing about waiting.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a reason why you
That's
wait.
That's probably why you need to wait, huh?
Yep, the reason why you wait is because a lot of people don't understand, man. This is a spiritual
before that power,
thing.
that P, you ain't making deals. Once you get that P, you start making deals.
You're literally compromising. You're compromising
with the devil.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I drive an hour to come see you.
Yeah,
so you when you going through this stage of celibacy and everything,
damn, a year,
a whole year, bro.
Shit.
Is this when you came out with the book?
Yep.
So
wow.
And I read the book. The book is nice.
I appreciate it, man.
Real nice.
Appreciate it, man.
I even bought Lo and his family a copy.
Ah, man, that's love, man. You know, Lo don't read, man. He still.
His wife do though.
I know. She probably read both of them. Him and the dog. Him and the dog don't read.
After she read every chapter, Lo was like, "Now tell me what it's really talking about."
He looked.
I'm looking like this because no, she bought me a book on parenting and set it on the nightstand.
Lo said, "It ain't no pictures in here." Like, I'm a visual reader. I'm a visual learner.
Okay, so for the people that don't know, because it's a lot of people that want to do blogs, a lot of people that want to express themselves, and they might feel like I might want to do a book, but get discouraged because they don't know the first step. So as far as like when you got to the point where you wanted to do this, like what are the steps? What resources did you utilize to get it out there, to distribute? Did you write everything down page to page and send it to a company? Like, how did that go?
Can I say something real
Yeah,
fast?
go ahead.
The first step is let go of the P. Go ahead.
Let go of the P.
I ain't writing no book.
Hey, so I was listening to this podcast, man, and it's this dude. He said he make millionaires. I said, all right, I'll listen to you. He said, it's the one thing and only one thing you got to do. I said, so I'm listening. He said, just 4 words. I said, what is it? He said, just fucking do it. Just do it. You're going to learn on the way there. Excuse my language. You're going to learn on the way there. You want to write a book? Start writing. You know what a book is. It's written language on a paper. Start writing. All the legality stuff, you'll get to that. Man, just start writing. Then I start publishing. I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm a self-publish. I'm not gonna go through anybody. They ain't gonna give, you know what I'm saying? So I'm
So
a
you just
self-publish.
start writing, like you got a bunch of tablets.
Just start writing.
Typing or writing?
Typing.
You just start typing.
Just typing. Start putting it together, editing it. You know what I'm saying? Sent it to one of my homies. She a lawyer. She reviewed it. You know what I'm saying? I said, all right, man, I'm just going to send it to Amazon, ask for self-publishing, and then I'm going to give them a percentage of it, and they do all the manufacturing and distributing it.
Okay, so you have audio, paperback, hardback.
I got paperback, hardback, and audio.
Okay, how did that? So it's like Siri as far as the audio.
Nah, man, it's just I had a person reading it. You know what I'm saying? It was really challenging because, you know what I'm saying, you don't know if you want a woman on there, you don't want a man on there reading, because you know what I'm saying, and their voice got to be sexy. So you don't want nobody reading like Morgan Freeman. I put book on tape. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody reading like that, man. So yeah. So it was.
Did you have
Morgan Freeman? Boy, I want.
No, I'm saying that would be cold.
Hey, that would be cold, boy. That's a good narrator.
How did you know? Okay, so how did you find out there was option to do that? Because of course you didn't
I was just researching.
Okay,
you go up there and you research. The power of the internet is so beautiful, man. Because you can just research. That's why I teach my kids, man. My students. I teach my students that.
And where were you at? You just brought up that's what you teach your students. Where were you at professionally when you started writing these books and everything?
Man, I wasn't even close where I'm at now. When I first started, I was just, you know what I'm saying, a novice teacher. You know, when I ended with my book and now where I'm at right now, man, I'm a math Cambridge instructor. I teach math literacy. I created my own mnemonics. So the way they learn, how they learn, I created that, and the whole district using it right now.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
So you telling me, with all these years, with all these mostly European design structures, curriculums,
I created.
You created.
I created a.
And now they're using it.
And they using it.
So, unlike everything else that you've done in your life leading up to this moment where you chase down the statistics and the findings of things, first question, how did you get into the position where you were able to realize that there was a problem and notice that you could fix a problem, you know, and then how did you dive into the statistics to see that, hey, this is where we were and this is where we is. What I'm doing is working.
So the first class that I received, when I first got to Texas, man, they passed with a 62%. 62% of the students passed. And because of that, some of them retained. And I said, okay, well, I got my first class. So I grabbed those kids and I started doing research, educational research. You do educational reports inside the classroom, depending on if you want to publish it, you got to get the parents' consent. I didn't want to publish it, so I just did it the way I wanted to do it. So I said, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to create a mnemonics and I'm going to make sure with this mnemonic, I'm going to implement it in the classroom. So I've been implementing it for the last 5 years. Then the first year I did it, I got a 98% passing rate, 10% mastery.
You just did it? You didn't have no permission or say like?
No, it's your classroom, so you got autonomy. You can put in different research yourself. As long as you don't publish it to the people.
AUTO, you know, why autonomy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Autonomy. So you got the autonomy to do really what you want to do.
It's like free range.
Yeah, free range basically. You know, you got free range to do all of this, what you want to do, and then once you get in there, you know what I'm saying, I've been doing it for the last 5 years. Even during the pandemic, man, I got a 50% passing rate, but the average was 30. So during the pandemic, I was even higher than the average. So, but even though that score was low for me, right now, man, I'm set, man. I know I'm gonna get close to 100 this year. You know what I'm saying? I perfected the mnemonics, man. I'm just going through my trademark and copyrights right now. This is my own instructional model.
Okay, in mnemonics, I haven't heard that.
A mnemonic is like, you know, strategies that you use towards the curriculum.
Okay.
Like let's say you do something called cubes. They got a mnemonic called cubes, which is an instructional model. It means circle the keywords, underline the sentence, box in the math words, evaluate and execute. You know what I'm saying? I created my own thing. It's called CPA. It's so much math literacy in it that it builds the metacognition of the student. That's the thinking on top of the thinking, knowing on the top of the knowing, all of that. I created that. You know what I'm saying? And then the teachers in the district was like, "Hey, can you teach it to the other teachers?" And I said, "All right, cool."
Hold on.
So you're doing this without any backing or proper compensation?
Absolutely not.
Hell, that's what I was gonna ask.
All of this is
I know I got
research.
leverage now.
All of this
right
is
now
research.
You're in the research purposes.
I'm in the research purposes. So when I finish my nonprofit, I'm in the state of doing my nonprofit. That's gonna be my number one nomadic. So when I go and do my education consulting, that's what I'm gonna be teaching. And you're gonna have to pay me for every head. I'm gonna charge $1,000 a head, $500 a head.
And you can actually start schools with nonprofit.
I can actually start a school with nonprofit. I actually been contracted through a church, and the church wanted me to create a school for them, write the curriculum.
Yeah,
That's amazing, man.
And so, is it safe to say that with all of this coming about, that we could possibly expect a book or something upon how you created all this, or what you're doing?
Yeah, man. That's where my book, War, coming from, man. Winning against rigor, because the nonprofit that I have is called Law. It means language barriers, academic vocabulary, and winning against rigor. But my book is called War, so it teaches teachers how to teach, because a lot of teachers don't know how to teach, and that's where we at right now, man.
With your upbringing, which was the reason for you to go into psychology, and which psychology and learning about yourself was the reason that you went into contemporary couples and family systems. Without that, do you see yourself right now doing these curriculums and implementing with these schools?
Absolutely not. I don't see myself understanding who I am without those degrees, just that experience. Even understanding the family structure, as far as who I am and what it is to be a father, what it is to be a husband, what it is to be a brother, what it is to be a son. I didn't even know how to be a son. You know what I'm saying? Now my mama called me, you know what I'm saying? I reach out to my mom like once, twice a day. Just to say, hey, text her, what's up? You need something? I got you. Whatever the case may be. Just to be a son. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't even know how to be sons. Man, we go weeks, months, days without talking to our parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, be a son. You know what I'm saying? Be a brother. When the last time you checked on your brother? When the last time you said you love your brother? When the last time you said, hey, just come over?
Let's have dinner. Mm-hmm. Let's do this.
Just do it. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I needed to learn how to fit in those roles. And then not only fit in those roles, I needed to learn how to be a me. You get what I'm saying? I hope that I didn't go over nobody here. I need to learn how to be a me.
And so with learning how to do these roles and everything, learning how to fulfill these roles and be a better son, better father, and everything, would you say that that has been the most challenging route, considering that you grew up in a household with no father?
Yeah, it's real challenging because there's no blueprint. I don't know what it looks like. I know what it looks like to be a good parent, but I don't know what it looks like to be a good father, and that's two totally different things.
Do you ever feel like you ever failed as a father?
Absolutely. I failed as a father with my son, you know what I'm saying, and my daughter, you know what I'm saying. Felt with my son because I gave my son to a woman I didn't want to be with. So I automatically failed him.
This is after. This is before the celibacy.
This is way before the celibacy. The celibacy cleared me up, man. It cleared me up.
There's a level of understanding.
It's a level of understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like A lot of people don't understand, and this is no disregard to no woman. I think women are powerful. I think women are beautiful. I think women are intelligent. But you finna have my last name. It's my tribe. I determine whether or not that baby is gonna be a boy or girl. I hold the X and the Y chromosome. I own everything. I need to be more responsible who I give it to. Yeah. You don't determine if it's a boy or girl. I do. You don't determine the last name. I do. You don't determine your last name. I do. You come into my tribe, you have my last name. Everything belongs to me. I protect everything. So I wasn't thinking like that when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? We're powerful as men. You go in here, you have to understand that. Do y'all understand that the gender of that child depends on the man? Yep. Whether you're going to pass that X or Y chromosome, it's on you, not anyone else, not the woman. Not, you know what I'm saying? God gave you that. God gave you that. God didn't even give you the ability. God didn't only give you the ability to determine whether or not it's going to be a man, a boy or a girl. God gave you the ability to say, hey, if you're going to be a part of this tribe, you got to have my last name. Nothing more, nothing less. So this is my tribe, my clan. I understand. I do everything. I protect. This is everything. I'm over this. That's the level of responsibility that we just don't look at it. We don't look at it like that. But like, yeah, man, we determine the gender. Then that's how I realized it started becoming more valuable as a man. I felt more value as a man.
To society.
To society. Society is really opposite of what I be like, dang, like the women are beautiful, they strong, they're powerful. But my sperm is the reason why your egg takes on that, it has that I put life inside of it.
But it's vice versa too, because you can't
you know what I'm saying? It's two
because the woman carries
it carries the child,
well.
and that's the beauty of it. It's just like, even then,
it has to coincide.
Yeah, because in 9 months you're risking your life, and I'm just giving my child to any woman, and she's risking her life. Why is she risking her life, and I don't want to be with her? Like, you're risking your life to have this child. I need to be more careful. I never looked
at it like that.
I need to be more careful on who I give this child to. That's how I know I feel I'm not only felt my son, but I felt the woman too, because I didn't want to be with her. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to be with her. So I failed her. And I felt my son too, because I gave him to a woman that I didn't want to be with. You know what I'm saying? And she risked her life for 9 months and during delivery. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's immature. That's immature.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was powerful.
It is powerful. That's very powerful.
That was deep. Now how you feel about a woman as far as her leverage or say so when it comes to the household that you provide and you protect for, and you gave her your last name? Yeah. How do you feel about that?
She got just as much as say so as I got, because she the one risking her life to have the child. I just put the child in you. Of course you got power. Why wouldn't you?
No, I'm just asking for the people
that's
watching,
why I was asking.
Because a lot of women, they get kind of because it could come off like,
you know what I mean? Yeah. You know,
which I didn't feel like
King Tuttish.
Yeah, like King Tuttish. Yeah. I am.
Because in a lot of households,
seriously, because I think that way, it should be beautiful to a woman, because she knows that I'm not only protecting you, you still have power. Mm-hmm. Your power doesn't diminish because I'm over it. Your power actually increases because I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? You should never diminish a woman because you over her. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm over, like I said, like, order doesn't mean importance. It means function. I'm over this family because of function. That's the only reason. If I was the woman, then I understand that I'm not over this family. Mm-hmm. I understand that I play my part and that I have the equal contribution of the family.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, it's around dinner time. This might be 30 minutes before dinner time.
Okay.
Y'all in the house, the kids are running around. You walk in the house with a bag of chips.
Yeah.
And she tell you, put that up and go put that up before they see you eating the chips.
And they're going to eat the chips and it's dinner time. I'm gonna put them chips up.
Put them chips up.
And that's not even a power struggle. You know what I'm saying? But you understand, because people do think that's a power struggle. Yeah. Because if my wife says, hey, I just don't think you should be doing this around the kids. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, X, Y, and Z, and this is so and so. Okay, baby, I apologize.
That goes into, as Gates was saying on this podcast, releasing the ego, letting go of the ego.
Yeah, your ego,
Ego and pride,
bro.
and pride does come before the fall.
Protection and pride is two different things. Me protecting over my family and me being prideful over my family is two different things.
Cause prideful would have engaged that.
Engage it.
Yeah,
I do what I want to about
do
these
what I want to.
chips.
It's chips I can eat. I can
And if
feed
my kid
kids,
want
they
a chip,
chips,
I'm
I
gonna get
can
a
feed-
chip.
You know what I'm saying? But if my wife comes in and tell me, hey, is it? You know what I'm saying? I'm not comfortable with this. This is what I apologize. Why you feel that way? You know what I'm saying? And that's just growth, because as a man, you got to understand that you got to be emotionally engaged to your wife,
spouse, yeah.
to your spouse. You know what I'm saying? So power.
You gotta trust her with your vulnerability.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And she got to
exactly.
trust you too with her vulnerability, because women have the same power as the men in the household.
Should.
But more importantly, I think we all would agree that with all of these things being said, the most important thing is it start with self understanding who you are.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
because
I think that's what's major, because we see a lot of women that say this man can't do if he can't provide this, if he can't do this, you know. But a lot of women and a lot of men are unaware of who they are as a
Exactly.
person.
Exactly, and
you
that's
know?
why you got people being taught by memes and videos, because they look, I need a leader, I need him to pick the day, pick the restaurant, and all that. But then when you get a man to tell you to go get down in that basement, you got a problem. But
what baby?
I'm
I wanted to clarify that one.
I got a friend with
I'm
a
saying, you gotta go
So-
with that. But being a leader is being able to identify strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. You know what? That's a big thing too, man. You gotta identify your strength and weakness, man, while you in the relationship. And because it's a weakness doesn't mean that you're weak. You know
At
what
all.
I'm saying?
Kind of want to swing things real quick, lighten
Yeah.
things up, but kind of stay on the topic. So you're speaking about that in relationships and everything. What's your outlook on the whole Megan Good divorce with the pastor and everything?
I don't believe divorce should be. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that should be an option.
You don't think so?
I mean, look, this is the reason why. Only infidelity.
Only infidelity.
Only infidelity. I feel like everything else you can work through.
You should try to work through. You can't.
The thing is that when you have somebody, they're gonna change.
People change, yeah. You change
I
your
think people make
everything. Yeah.
Exactly. You're
I
gonna
think a lot of
change.
times people make those commitments for the wrong reason.
Absolutely. When you make the commitment because of fame, or you can make the commitment because of sex or money, all of that, bro, that stuff gonna dry out.
Didn't they write books?
They wrote books
They
and
wrote
things
books
like
and
that.
everything.
But things like that, I think it
They
was.
only did that because of money.
I think his
Exactly. That's
position
what
as a minister and things like that
Yes.
was challenging her integrity.
Absolutely.
Because she was
it
still
could have all
playing
been
movies
playing like
and
this.
kissing
Bro, she
and
reduced
stuff.
a lot of her
talking about
movie and film
celebrities.
roles. Is one mic? I want everybody to be
It's
heard.
actually 4.
I mean, I'm just saying it's one mic. Everybody talking
Okay,
over each
Nas,
other.
go ahead.
But no, I'm just saying that challenged her integrity, because she dropped back on how she dressed, how she looked, how she tried to
You
carry
supposed
herself.
to.
Yeah, I mean, because you under somebody now. You know what I'm saying?
No. Even before that, a lot of people don't understand. This is just only if you believe in God, you believe in
true.
spirits,
Mm-hmm.
and understand that, like me, the people that's around me, that brings spirits. The way I dress brings spirits. The way I eat brings spirit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it's spirituality, the spirit of Jezebel,
And not spirit as spooky.
not
but-
spooky,
No, it's
just
just
the
like-
spirit. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? The
energy,
sense, the
yeah.
energy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand it. Like the spirit of Jezebel, man, the manipulation factor. Men and women carry this spirit, but this spirit is so powerful because it has you doing things that it has you worshiping other gods. You know, because people don't understand that if you worship your job, if you worship your car, if you worship your house, if you worship your spouse, you worship your clothes, them other gods. Gods don't come into this fairy tale monument statue. Gods are the way of life. You know what I'm saying? So if you believe that everything is material, that is your God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so
Because you begin to work towards that.
work towards that. If
Yeah.
you're working towards that and our spiritual abundantness, then that's your God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to be able to understand and
I
differentiate.
think a lot of people, when you say God, a lot of people.
They think
get the wrong
about, yeah,
perspective.
they
Thinking
look
about
at,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
come in,
like,
like,
oh, you talking
not
about
spooky.
yeah, like, oh my
Yeah.
God, you're talking about the God. I'm like, I believe in God, but I don't believe in this God. That's not a God. It is a God.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
Materials are God.
So you don't think they should have got divorced?
I don't know what the reason why they got divorced.
Yeah, but you don't believe in
'Cause we
divorce
don't
unless
know-
it's
we don't know the
infidelity.
reason why they got
Infidelity.
together.
Because
You don't think you can work through that infidelity?
no,
How come you can't?
I cannot
Hey,
work through
can I say
another
something real
man.
fast?
I believe you. I
Breaking-
believe you.
You
I
can
believe
work
it's
through
possible.
anything. Go ahead, Lou.
You can't work through infidelity. You can work through infidelity.
can, but
it's
you can't.
hard to work through infidelity
Yeah.
because if
Ego.
you allow
No.
not even
No,
ego.
That's my opinion.
you
It's not
can,
even
bro.
ego.
You
Nah, this
totally
is-
But
can.
this is a
You-
this is a
we know what's
kingdom.
everything.
This is a kingdom right here. When you done left the kingdom and you done let another person into the kingdom, like we ain't even got nothing no more.
We
We
so
ain't got. That's it.
if you look, man, if
But y'all know though, as men, it's easy to, the power of the P and not have no type of emotion is tied to it, and still have the same amount of love and respect for who we got
Who you
at
with,
home.
But we talking
We
about.
not-
We're not
we-
talking
we're
about.
not saying that-
We're not.
we
But
ain't
hold
just-
on.
oh, go
Hold on.
ahead,
What
go
I'm
ahead,
saying is,
It's
you
levels.
said somebody into the kingdom.
It's levels to this. So when we
Okay.
saying kingdom, we not just saying this boyfriend or this girlfriend or whoever that is. We talking about marriages. And
Absolutely.
such. Because if it's a boyfriend or girlfriend, that don't even matter.
It don't-
You don't even have.
you don't
anything.
have
Hold
no,
on.
you don't have no.
Okay, I'm just okay. When you said into the kingdom, I'm assuming that you just talk about somebody smash.
No.
But even if you
'cause
smash, let's just talk about. Even if you do smash, you have to understand as a man or as a woman, infidelity, regardless if it was an emotional input in it, is still taxing on the emotion of the other person that got cheated on. Why you think that's what I'm saying? If you get cheated on, it's not the fact that oh wow, I got cheated on. It's not just being cheated on. It's the fact that like, oh, I got to become this new person. I got to trust you again.
What was I not doing? What did
yeah,
he do?
exactly. It's
What
like,
did you
But that goes back
self-esteem.
to when somebody did what they did, it ain't had nothing to do with you.
Absolutely. But
That goes back to what you
What
said.
you said earlier. Let somebody else control your emotions.
you know,
Yeah.
but when you do that in a union, I can say that doesn't have anything to do with me, but I still can question you and your actions.
Of course.
But why would I want to stay with somebody that I'm always questioning their actions?
Because you have been in places where you have to question your own actions.
Absolutely, but I didn't do it in a.
So how can I be a certain way and judge you like you can't be the certain way as well?
But infidelity is a buildup. Let me tell you something. Let's say if your wife says, you know what, she dropped her whole career. She said, I want to be a painter. That's stuff you work through. If you have cancer, if your wife have cancer, you have cancer, and y'all working through, that's stuff you work through. That's up and down. Man, you talking about you going on the other side of town and you get smashed, and you want me to say, oh, okay.
You don't have
It
to
ain't
say
never gonna
okay
be that.
or
What do you want me to
I
do,
understand.
Stedman?
No, I'm just
just
being in a
being
relationship.
logical,
It comes with levels of understanding.
Yeah, for
it comes
sure.
with levels
Yeah.
of understanding. It's supposed to be, treat your spouse with compassion. Try to understand, because I'm not gonna at a split decision, and I'm married, and I wouldn't at a split decision if I found that out. Oh, everything over it.
Bro,
I'm an inquisitive person. Anyways, I like to hurt. I don't like to hurt,
What?
but like, give me. I want all the details. I want all the details. So
You
I
wanna
want.
just know
I want to
everything.
understand.
My thing
I want to
is-
understand
Oh,
why.
yeah, for sure.
I want to understand what did I do to make you want to step out. I want to understand what he did to make you feel comfortable with stepping out and things like that. And maybe that's something I can work through. Maybe it's something that I can't work through. But at least we're going to talk to it to see if it's something.
Now, I'm
Would
not
you all-
saying
would
you
you-
walking through the door. I apologize. I'm LJ. I'm not saying you walking through the door and you say, "Hey, I cheated." You know what? Grab her by her ankles and throw her out and be like, "Don't you come back."
Because one thing about it, because one thing about it,
of understanding too. But at the end of the day, I know I'm not gonna want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna be the same, and I have to make that conscious decision. Do I want to stay in that marriage and not be the same?
I think if you could feel like if you could change and work through it and you're not going to resent yourself, then you stay through it. If there's something that may be one of your non-negotiables. So I mean, every different things for different people. But
Different strokes for
like I said,
different strokes.
I think you could.
So if you walk in and you walk into your house and you see your wife getting her back.
No.
No.
That's different.
Infidelity.
No, that's different. He is hurting my wife.
No, stop staging the
he is
infidelity.
harming my wife. He is assaulting my wife in that.
No, stop staging.
Now I gotta kill him. Now I gotta kill him. That's an assault. That's an assault.
Y'all gotta stop staging the infidelity. Stop staging it the way you want to. It happen anyway.
It's not even
but
that. Can we soften the blow though?
That's an assault.
What you softening the blow? Okay,
That's an
It's
assault.
already hard enough to know.
okay. Would you rather walk in on it? I'm just saying, like, it's a possibility if you're okay with infidelity.
I ain't nobody saying that. Ain't nobody saying that. We just talking
If you're able to work through infidelity, and she, like, you walk in and she getting her back broke in. At that moment, look at him. Hey, look. Hey, P said, "Wow, wish she would."
Honestly, 100%. I don't think I'm the type of person because I know, like, I'd probably walk out. I'd probably leave the house.
I'm gonna sit on the bed. I'm gonna say, "Y'all both get dressed, and y'all better get out." And now y'all really got 3 minutes.
Oh no,
Now
I would
being
probably
because
have
I
to
don't
talk.
think me. Oh, go ahead, LJ. My bad, bro.
No, you go ahead. Cause I was about to say what you said earlier. You like to feel the hurt and everything. Now I ain't saying I like to feel the hurt, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit there and we finna talk.
No, we gonna but like I'm the type of person like because one thing.
That's what I'm saying.
One thing
Hey,
I always said.
they want infidelity to be done behind their
No,
back.
it can be done behind my back, but it's just like walking in on something like that.
You want it done behind your back. You can't choose that,
Bro, just
can't
like
choose that.
we learned and we came up all around street guys and stuff like that, or we try to get game back to street guys.
Yeah.
I'm not finna let you trick me off the streets. I'm not gonna try to kill you or do something and then try to figure out the laws later, try to get myself out of it. Before I put myself in prison for killing you for disrespecting me or my house, I'd rather leave. Because I don't want to go to jail.
I
And see,
get it.
I agree with you, and I was gonna go there, because, and that's why I wanted to soften the blow, because it's the way that it happened. Also, as far as what I'm able to accept, because at that point, I'm gonna keep it P. I'm not never gonna be, have no type of animosity towards the dude. And what you're doing right now,
It depends on the dude, though. It depends on the dude. It depends on the dude.
I'm saying,
Hey, P, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It don't matter the
but
dude.
what
It's-
she's
it's
doing,
her.
ain't got nothing.
It's her.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
It's
That's
her.
her not honoring her covenant, and her not like you said, what that done for you when you went celibate, and how it got you in tune with your inner self.
Absolutely.
And going forward. You know what I mean?
Man, drop a bomb. We cooking now.
Yeah,
So-
drop the bomb. DJ P, drop the bomb, man.
So if it happened like that, then I'm just walk away forever.
DJ, drop it.
And I'm gonna deal with it. But on something that on down the line, I might have, felt some type of way, and like,
Okay.
went through your phone and see
you found that. How would you
somebody
feel
had
about
got
that?
smashed. I'm gonna be mad.
What if you see a video?
But I would have a conversation.
What about a video?
Then,
A video of your woman getting smashed, or topping the dude off.
Hey, can I just say?
Stop
Can I show you something real fast?
You gonna leave her?
Can I show you something real
I
fast?
don't know, bro.
Hey,
I can't say I would. I don't know.
all right. So what he just said, a video. You the only man that feel like you doing your thing. Now you watching Tom.
And you hear it in the background too, and then and you hear
okay,
you hear your dog barking.
but
Hey, low, your dog barking in the background.
hear me out, y'all.
I told you he is assaulting my wife.
Yeah,
I gotta defend her honor.
That was a cold one right there.
And you like, I'm in I can't be with this.
Check this out.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. That goes back to the ego, because I hope, and I could be wrong, you might be the almighty of dick slangers. I wouldn't know. But 9 times out of 10, at this age, and both partners have their experience, it's not a 90% chance. It's not a big percent chance that you was the best, or the you gave her the most orgasms of all time.
For sure.
Because when people want to lay down and be together forever, 9 times out of 10, it's not all about y'all having the best sex ever.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I get what you mean. But
Not saying it's not good.
No, I'm not saying it's
but
good.
I'm just talking about in general.
But how much do you invest in sex education? That's another thing that I'm going down that road, like investing in sex education. You know what I'm saying? Reading the Kama Sutra, understanding the body, understanding what needs to happen. Like how much, and I'm not to swing the information because we can jump back on that.
Yeah,
but
we gotta
we
gotta get back to it.
No, we gotta get past them.
As far as me personally, I'm a master student.
got to be a connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, like you got to understand what it is and how it is. You know what I'm saying? So what? Because we already know. Me and LJ on the same page, man. If you cheat on us, we bouncing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, it depends. As long as it's the soft blow.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Hard or soft blow.
Because when it comes to ego, cause I'm just fair. That's why I'm just fair. That's why I say what I'm saying. It's not like I don't have no ego, because of course you need some ego, but I'm fair too. And I'm not saying that I won't leave.
It's healthy ego.
I'm not saying I won't leave. What I'm saying is I know the treacherous things us men have done through our life. No, it does matter, because the things that we trash women for, we do 10 times worse. Yeah. So how can we feel like, all right, I'm done now. We done set out all the, I'm done now. Now I'm going to be upright and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I don't care what anybody tell you, that thought, that drive when you see an ass walk by, that don't leave. You might be disciplined.
It left me when I was celibate.
Man, hey.
It was crazy. It was hard, but it left me because I seen women in a different light. And that's what makes it so healthy. That's why I'm so healthy right now. I can like, it's really healthy. But not in a million years I can, you know what I'm saying, say, hey, and I probably could be wrong. I probably do talk with my wife through infidelity, but just to walk past her every day and say,
because I just
easy saying what you will do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, in the situation. You know what I'm saying. I probably do say, hey, I want to work it out. But the thing is, I know right now, if my wife walk by me and a flash of smack, her bones getting smacked by another man.
Okay, so how you feel about women and their crushes?
No, but
what do you mean?
Cause we can be like, forget that, but one concert back and it can happen. So we might be like because we think it never happened, which the chances are slim, but one VIP situation and it can't, and if they that into that person, then what you think gonna happen?
My wife better be very weary if I meet Sade.
You know?
Hey,
and the cold part about it is they so slick you'll never know. You know what I mean?
Yo, so check this out.
This is Sade.
Going back to how the conversation originally started, was that being aware of yourself and who you are.
Absolutely.
You know, who you are, getting to know yourself. But both of y'all was just touching upon something when y'all said, you know, where you are sexually and everything, knowing yourself sexually, you know, what drives you,
really important,
and how the body actually works and function. I think as men, this don't get talked about a lot, but as men, you know, we actually are watched to be more sexually driven, you know, from when we are a kid and growing up, because just think about how much pressure it was for you to lose your virginity.
Keys and locks, man.
And you was the square if you hadn't lost your virginity.
And I lost mine to an ugly woman, and I just wanted to get out the man. I just wanted to get out the I'm just saying.
She was a woman. She was a woman.
What?
Hey, what?
I'm saying like he said ugly woman. I'm saying was she older?
Nah, she was a girl, but she was young. I'm just saying that
she was ugly.
When he talking about the pressure,
man, I hope she ain't watching this because she know who.
You know who it was? Yeah. Down the street.
Yeah.
In the Ville.
Nah.
They stayed in the corner.
Nah, that wasn't the first.
I
told you that.
Yo, hey, for real though. You right.
But as men, you know, and this has a lot to do with it because now we're adults, you know.
Keys and locks, man.
But think about when we were kids, when our uncles and dads and everybody was like, yeah, I bet you ain't doing nothing with it. You don't know what to do with that. You
Keys
know,
and
this
locks,
that.
man.
That's stuff that drives our mind, you know.
Absolutely.
And I also, like, now we're being active up in the community. Different kids that hit me up and everything, and it's one guy specifically. He hit me up and was telling me about him and his girl, and you know some of the challenges they was going through being being young in a relationship and everything. Yeah. And I just encouraged him. I said, man, you gotta date, man. Continue to date and everything, and continue to date and find that reason that you really like her, not just because of sexualizing her or, you know, you love what she can do for you in the bed and everything, you know.
Yeah, well, man, it's keys and locks, man. Keys and locks. Women are locks and men are keys. That's what we trained and thought up, man. A key that can open any lock is a master key. A key that can open up any lock is a master key. A lock that can be opened up by any key is a bad lock. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mindset that we in now. And now, if I could go back, man, I wouldn't deal with 98% of the women that I dealt. It's a 2%. It's that 2%. Yeah. It's that 2%, man. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But 98% of the women that I dealt with, I wouldn't even have dealt with.
Wow.
Yeah.
But getting back to about Shaq and everything.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I just want to tell you from man to man, brother, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you because, for one, you are us. You know, we the same people.
Yeah,
we come from that same background and everything. You know, where we felt like what was stable at the time, but looking back at it now, it wasn't the most stable environment for us. You know, and so I think it takes a lot, and these are the conversations we gotta have as men. You know, so somebody else that's watching from here, they can get an understanding and see. You know, oh, dang, I did the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and then we got to make ourselves more approachable too.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
When we know that we're dealing with an issue, and this person coming up here and want to talk to us about that issue, we can talk about it as men. You know, so I really great topic today.
Great topic.
We had a good time and everything.
Man.
Very inspiring, man. Like shit, I admire everything you've done, bro. Just looking at your background, where you come from, and to be that disciplined, to have the impact that you have. And you're definitely a pioneer.
Man.
You know, like a living legend right here, to be able to change curriculums in this world that we live in. You know what I mean? That's crazy. And you really just getting started, like you said. Like a lot of things it's a research process. So that's gonna be a lot of major things coming. So shit, I'm glad we was able to sit down with you and you giving us some of your time, man. Like I said, this platform about giving people their flowers and shit. You definitely got them with us, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, you definitely got them with us.
It's all love, man.
For sure.
Love,
and shout out to bro, man, because last February around this time when we all linked up and everything, and bro introduced me to Shaq and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Shaq, we didn't even have not one episode out then. At the time, we was talking about how we wanted to go about with the podcast, and that was when you and bro was working out y'all thing also before we had just all got together and everything, And so Shaq had said from day one, oh man, I'm in tune. I want to be a part of this.
That's dope.
Yeah, so
I'm locked in. So he been a strong supporter of us. So when you came out with that book, I was like, oh man, I gotta support you.
Man, this is all love, man. Real
I gotta
talk.
Support you,
I feel like if you're doing anything positive, man, it ain't nothing to repost. It ain't nothing to shout out. It ain't nothing. You don't even gotta ask me.
Right.
Like what I gotta ask you gotta ask me for to repost something or do something like that, man. You doing something good for the community.
Right.
Man, push it, man. If everybody had that mindset, man, Joe.
And that's the thing. That's hard to come back.
Man, Joe podcast, man, be on number one, man.
Yeah.
It'd be number one, man. You know what I'm saying? Just push it out. It ain't nothing. It's just one retweet. One retweet.
Couple seconds.
Couple seconds to repost on your thing. Anything, man.
In closing, man, the great young Shaquille Spearman,
pray us out.
better known as Shaq. I'll let Cousin P do the prayer. But man, again, we wanna thank you for your time, for all your accolades, for all your contributions, especially since you are directly hands on with the youth. Just keep pushing, keep striving, bro. Just keep bettering yourself and putting good vibes and energy out here, bro.
Definitely. If you need us for anything, bro, and if we can be there and we can, do it, reach out. It's nothing, but you are an official tradesman.
Official.
I appreciate it, man.
Official. And it's just like that, straight from Rose City.
Bro,
Straight from Rose
short
City.
garden, bro. Hey, stop telling me you fuck off of Rose City, bro.
You said you lived in Rose City.
You already know, man. Do I gotta throw it up for you too? I still rep my neighborhood, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm from it and not it. I'm from it and not it. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody else had that mindset, bro. You from there. You're not there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not that place.
But you're a product.
I'm a product of it, man. That's it.
For sure. Though.
Shout out to Rose City, though, man. No disrespect, but I'm just saying I'm not from it.
Yeah, we got pictures. We got pictures of him running in his boxes and shotgun dance.
Joe Podcast, man.
Joe Podcast.
We out,
man.
baby.
Appreciate
We
it.
out.